This is the video review for Transformers Alternators Hotrod. This is a very nice figure. And normally I don't like Alternators, but I like this guy because he has a great robot mode, great car mode. His robot mode doesn't make too many concessions for the car mode, and unlike some of the other Alternator figures I have, like that first Ravage figure, the transformation is actually pretty fun to do. Now this is car mode, very, very nice, bright, vibrant red. Much more suiting of this mold than Mirage. I love the flame details on it. I like the stripes. I like that it has the gas cap right here. Nice molded in and clear headlights. Pretty clean underside. And a very detailed inside. Nice chairs. It has a steering wheel in there. It even has a rubber shift stick, so it won't break off, but the details still there. And a pretty good dashboard, although hard to see it on camera. And the way the doors work is pretty interesting too, because a lot of alternators have it so that when you open the door, they either have the same kind of U-hinge that a door has, so that it can come out around the body, or it has the door slide out on the joint. Like a lot of the Human Alliance figures do that too. But this one, only this part of the door slides out. And I think that's pretty interesting. See, a great amount of detail. Like you can even see the engine in here. Just overall, very nice figure. To begin transforming it, open the doors. And the right door on mine is very easy to open. The left door, not so much. Although, it's usually not, there we go, it's usually not that tight. So, open the doors, first step. Then, come under, take these red pieces, and fold them in. And just squeeze them into place so they will stay. Turn it around, pop up the hood. Now disconnect it from the arms. Oh yes, he also has steering. What's interesting is that these wheels separate almost entirely for the robot mode, and yet they still stay together, and that is impressive. And the way it's done is that the wheels turn like this, just on their own, except they have a little tab that extends down into a little notch, and the notches on each side are synchronized, so when one goes this way, the other goes this way. A very easy mechanism to set, too. So begin splitting the arms. Just keep splitting and turning them until they're free. Show that again. Pop it up from here, start pulling it out, rotate the arms down and around like this, and then fold it all the way down like that. And then you get the doors on the back of the shoulders, and what I do is I rotate them down and up. And that tends to make them stay out of the way and look pretty cool. Next, we'll handle the chest plate. So open up these orange bits, pull the chest all the way over, rotate this in, and the bottom of the hood, rotate it in and under, and press it flat against it, and that will allow these to sandwich over it and hold this in place pretty well. If you don't have these over it, this thing is just a floppy mess and a nightmare to handle. And that's his upper body. Fairly simple and looks very nice. Yeah, I think the wings on the arms look pretty good like that. So begin with the lower body. Push these things up and pull these out. These up and these out. Take the back, split it apart like this, and rotate them around over the wheels. Take the whole back and top of the car and split them up like this, and remove the engine. It will become his gun. And while we're here, rotate down the steering wheel and rotate up the seats. Rotate down the legs. Well, split them. Yeah, this thing will just sort of flop until you get where it needs to go in robot mode. Just keep them going down. Rotate the waist all the way around. Rotate the legs in and close these hatches. Pull the legs out and around, or the feet out and around. And probably the hardest thing about this transformation is getting these yellow heel spurs out. And what I like to do is take the engine, pull out one of the handles for the guns, and just use those to sweep in under to pull the heels out. It's the easiest way, and it's with a part that's already included with the figure. Although if you lose the engine, you're up the creek without a paddle. And sometimes this chess piece will do something it shouldn't, and for the most part this is it transformed. All we have to do is deal with the back kibble, and that's pretty easy. Just fold this out and fold this in. And what I like to do is, you can just sort of leave it like this, or leave it curled up kind of like this, but I tend to push it down on this joint here. That makes this hug closer to here, makes it look more cohesive, keeps this out and away from these panels here, keeping these out of the way more, and keeps it from flopping. And this is Hotrod in his glorious, vibrant red robot mode. Yeah, I think this figure just looks fantastic. Pretty big too, and decent amount of heft. In this mode, he has a head that will look right and left, and well, down and up. Although if you do the back kibble the way that I showed you, that will limit his head quite a bit. But to fix it, you can shave a little bit off this tab here that's interrupting with his head. But if you shave off too much, it will be obvious in alt mode and look kind of ugly. His shoulders go down and up, and that's the first joint in the arms. Then they turn, so you get some of this kind of motion. And then he has a forward joint after that, which allows you to get the shoulders out of the way of his head while still getting his end effectors, his hands, where they need to go. So that's pretty nice. He has these nice, big, good-looking shoulders and the articulation to keep them out of the way. He has a waist joint. His legs go forward and back. They go out, rotate above the knee, go 90 at the knee. Legs go, the feet go left and right. Rotate around here and go forward and back, and you have the heel if you need it. Oh yeah, rotates above the elbow, double jointed elbow, ball jointed hand, turns, goes in, and has fingers. These three fingers are together, and then the index finger can move on its own. So overall, a very nice and posable figure. Some of the joints are limited by kibble, but overall he has enough joints and enough places that you can, for the most part, get him to do what he wants. The only really big limitation that you're going to face no matter what is this right here bumping into the backpack. That's really the only thing you have to worry about. Far better than on, say, the Trax mode, where you have to worry about every little piece bumping into every other little piece. You also get his gun, which is his engine. You can use as a gun like this, pull out one of the handles. He's got two handles, because he also splits into two guns, so use it as a gun like this. You can split it apart, have a second gun like this, although I think that it's off-center and I think it looks fairly stupid. So I typically keep this one like this. And then you have this one, which I think looks pretty nice. It looks like a pistol. And these fit into his hand in a very unique way. They plug into the back of his hand. There's a little notch, like his hands are shaped like this, where this part is flat, and there's a notch right here where it plugs in. That makes it look very good, very natural. It still allows him to hold his weapon well while having articulated fingers. And I like that quite a bit. So overall, a great figure. I highly recommend it, especially if you are an Alternators fan. And between Hotrod and Mirage, I think Hotrod's probably the better figure, just because of the better colors. Although, who knows, maybe a Mirage is nice. I do like the sort of pearlescent shine Mirage's alt mode has a bit of a metal flake in it that looks really nice. And yeah, those are my thoughts. Thank you for watching.